causing a mass depression.
I heard someone say one of the reasons that people are at their highest earning capacity, I think it was in their 50s or 60s or something like that, is because after they retire, they finally do the thing that they've always wanted to do.
100%.
Uh,
And you'll always give the most to your labor of love. Uh, the
so
the the ve-
the society,
yes,
essentially.
the very idea that people are driven by money itself is a fallacy. It's just not true. The majority of people don't have any money. The majority of people aren't driven by money. They are the only reason why the majority of people even work for money at all is not even for themselves. It's to take care of their children, their families. It's to do things for people on Christmas and birthdays. It's to put into the thing that they love. Um, and if we let people live from love, you'll find that we live a lot better. I That's just what I like to believe.
Yeah, yeah. What kind of support are you getting so far?
Well, there's you, Mike, and I do get support from individuals who work in the Montgomery County agencies and the local government. I've spoke with Senator Angela Also Brooks, the county executive Mark Ehrlich. I've spoken with several the delegates here in Maryland. I work with a group called Housing Justice Montgomery. Um, and a lot of the people who work here at the shelter, the clinical team, they all have support. When I reach out to advocacy attorneys, to national groups, I run into, excuse me, a combination of issues. One is that people, and I've been told directly by CEOs of fairly large providers, that they are terrified of the Trump administration. They're terrified that if they were to join, I'll give you an example. I am looking for representation. I would love to have an attorney help me with this case because as a pro se plaintiff, I cannot represent anyone else. And I would love all persons who would be affected by this executive order, all the clients of the continuum of care to be certified as a class. It's over 700,000 individuals. I would love to have class action for declaratory judgment, if that's possible. I'm not even sure. And I would, but attorneys look at the case. Maybe they think it's not quite ready yet. Maybe they would love to see how it goes. Maybe it's because they aren't the ones who drafted it. Maybe it's because of me and my background because I'm not an attorney or I'm not educated or I'm not a professional because I'm homeless. Who
So
knows?
you think that well, essentially what you're saying is if you were to able to have an attorney pick this up, they could do it on behalf of all homeless people in America, essentially.
I believe so. And what I think what the actual term is on behalf of all others similarly situated. So
Okay.
I think that's like the legal term for it. But yes, an attorney could represent not just myself, but all of us who stand to lose and to have our liberties kind of infringed upon
How,
by the executive order.
how would that be different? Because essentially, if you can stop the executive order, then it would help everyone else.
Yes, it would. So what this will be is this will be the freedom version of the trickle down effect. This is trickle down for liberty. So the if my claim prevails, it would essentially be an aid to millions of Americans. Even though the claim would only be in my name, the once the executive order is declared unconstitutional, the policies that would have affected people nationwide would be stopped in their tracks, and that's why I'm doing it.
And it could set precedents for anybody
Yes,
out of the
I
country.
too am terrified of the Trump administration, just like everybody else. I'm very afraid
Why are you doing it if you're afraid?
because I, because I love America. I love this country. I love the people around me, and I believe that we have it in us to do good well for ourselves, to do good by each other, and I believe that there's a better way, like a better perspective, a transcendent philosophy that is not just to kind of do away with those who seem like they have no value, but to recognize the intrinsic value of the human soul. And I believe that that love is the most powerful force. I believe it's contagious. And I hope that this case, again, will not just be about the executive order, but I hope to have the media begin to talk about housing as a human right.
So I was just thinking about the media. Homeless man sues president seems like a tremendous headline. Why don't you think you've
You
been
would
getting
think so, right?
run?
Well, I have reached out to a number of media outlets, and I have heard back from a couple who expressed interest in the story, but they just kind of disappeared. And I believe that maybe the media is not interested in me, or maybe they believe that the case is not right. There are parallel cases, none quite like mine, directly challenging the executive order and the president. But for whatever reason, it's just not happened or happening, at least at this time. But it's okay. I am going to trust that if I do the right thing, that God will meet me halfway.
This is where I kind of become a bit of a conspiracy theorist because, there's people who have agendas who own media companies, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
Um, I'm trying to think of how to ask, how does this affect you personally outside of your experience in this particular journey? Because I would think that you would pop up on three-letter, agencies, on their radar once you start to sue the president.
Well, I have not had any direct contact with any agencies. Not even the Department of Justice has entered an appearance into the case yet. And I think that one of the strategies may be to make me feel like I'm screaming in the wind, to ignore me. I am an invisible person. Homeless people are invisible in America. So this is a part of that. And because I'm uneducated, because I'm homeless, there is a real stigma there and a tendency to say, well, the case must be kind of a quack. It will be laughed out of court. I hope that's not the case. I believe in the court system here, and I know there are a lot of good people out there. So again, I'm just going to do my best, but it does concern me that I haven't heard received any media coverage whatsoever. Um, there's nothing I can't control that. For me personally, this is healing for me because I do really suffer from severe mental health conditions. So this helps me kind of be lucid. This helps me maintain focus, and it gives me hope that other people will have the chance to heal, to be healed, and myself. I want to be stable. I want to have a chance to heal my mind and my body, and I have that hope. So that alone is keeping me going, and I'm gonna continue.
We are in January 2026.
Yes.
What are the next steps?
Okay. So the next step is the government will enter an appearance in the case by the 27th of this month. They will most certainly file a motion to dismiss, and they will try to get the government to I mean, they will ask the court to throw the claim out, to dismiss the claim outright. They'll say that I don't have standing. They'll say what's called failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. So they'll say for various reasons that I can't bring this lawsuit. I will, of course, file an opposition to that and some other things, and the court will decide whether or not this is something that I can bring and that they want to hear. They'll decide if this is the appropriate. Um,
So
the for,
you say they're going to claim that you don't have standing. Why would they be able to claim that? Or is it
well,
just